Hey, sorry, I'm sitting in my office in my jammies. Because actually, I was just at Costco, so it's not really my jammies. So, my name's Dave, and I'm the dentist that works with Kaylee. So, I got the little video you sent, and I kind of understand what you're saying. And I'm going to give you what I would do in this situation if this was my child. First, you identified the major problem. Don't be offended. The major problem is you, right? And what I mean by that is you're concerned that if they take out the tooth, if she loses the tooth, that you're going to have all these pictures she's missing her front tooth. And that is exceptionally common. Every mother, every father out there says the same thing. They want their babies to be perfect. They want their pictures to be perfect. Missing a tooth is terrible. And I get that. And that's not a wrong way to think, but that is actually the major problem. On your end, this is what I would recommend. It looks like she has a very, very small fracture into the pulp of the tooth. The worst case scenario is that tooth's going to die. It could become very tender. It could become very swollen. It might have to be taken out. That may develop quickly. It might develop slowly. My recommendation would be to leave it alone completely and let her recover. And I would let her recover for weeks to months. Once she's fully past it, then I would try to put a filling on it and see what happens. I don't think I would do a root canal. I don't think I would do sedation. Sedation is safe, but if you are going to have problems, it's going to be children your child's age. And so, if I had to choose, my child is high risk and I'm afraid for her, I would take the tooth out. It's just a tooth. And the kids with their funny little smiles that they have when they're kids, when you get to be my age and your kids are all in college or gone, you're going to love, it's going to be endearing those ages when they had a little gap in the front of their mouth. So that's what I would say there. If you do sedation, my recommendation would be to be done by a pediatric dentist, not a general dentist. And I would recommend having an anesthetist do the sedation while the pediatric dentist does the procedure. That is the safest way to treat a child. If I were to have my child treated, that's the only way I would have my child treated. And I put people to sleep and do the surgery myself. So I understand the risks and the benefits. Children are very, very different than adults, and you want someone that's very experienced with children. And in this particular situation, because of her age, you want somebody dedicated to taking care of the sedation and a separate person dedicated to doing the surgery. As far as whether she needs a root canal or a crown or a filling, there's benefits to all of those. But the most conservative thing is just leave it alone, see what happens. Based on the amount of time she was spent fighting you, from a psychological perspective, letting her just recover and emotionally get past the trauma of falling down and breaking a bone, which a tooth is, that's helpful. A 2-year-old is different than a 1.5-year-old. A 3-year-old is different than a 2-year-old, both psychologically, emotionally, and physiologically. The longer you wait to actually intervene, to actually put an anesthetic into her body, the safer it's going to be, the more predictable it's going to be. And so, again, the worst case is she loses the tooth. Sometimes that tooth will turn dark, and the only thing you have is you have a black tooth and a white tooth, and then you can decide you're back to the pictures, right? Again, the big concern is what she looks like, but from a health perspective, a black tooth isn't necessarily a problem. But I know it's a traumatic experience. Hang in there. You're going to be fine. I wish I could tell you it's the only time your child's going to get hurt. I have 6. It's not the only time. But just don't worry about it. This isn't the end of the world. You're going to be just fine. If you have questions, you want to call me directly, that's fine. Just introduce yourself. Tell me you're Kaylee's friend. 360-690-5676 is my cell phone. Today's Saturday. I'm not really doing much until we go to the lake later. And I'm not going to be doing much there either. So you can call anytime. I hope this helps. And good luck. Take care. Bye.